Manchester United legend Rio Ferdinand has voiced a strong objection to one of the club's rumoured transfer plans. The former England centre-back made it abundantly clear that he does not support the idea of United pursuing Everton striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the summer window. Ferdinand questioned both the urgency and the reasoning behind such a move, especially given the fact that United have only just secured the signature of highly rated Slovenian forward Benjamin Iko, who has been brought in to lead the line as the first-choice striker. In Ferdinand's view, making another high-profile move for a striker so soon would send out entirely the wrong message to the dressing room. Instead of scouring the market for yet another frontman, he believes the club should be investing its trust and opportunities in emerging talent from the academy. Aside from the Calvert-Lewin speculation, the Red Devils are currently engaged in a significant squad-trimming exercise. Several big names, including Rasmus Højlund, Jadon Sancho, and Alejandro Garnacho, are reportedly edging closer to an Old Trafford exit as part of the summer shake-up. Ferdinand admitted he was baffled when Calvert-Lewin's name emerged as a potential target for United. He openly questioned the logic of pursuing a player whose profile, in his opinion, fails to align with the club's current priorities. The former United stalwart was particularly critical of the England international's injury record. Calvert-Lewin has struggled to maintain consistent fitness over recent seasons, and Ferdinand believes this persistent issue is a fundamental reason why United should think twice before even entertaining the idea of a transfer. Dominic Calvert-Lewin? What on earth are you talking about, mate? Ferdinand exclaimed during a discussion on his YouTube channel. Calvert-Lewin cannot stay fit. No. Why on earth would we bring him to this club? Ferdinand went further, suggesting that bringing in Calvert-Lewin would set a dangerous precedent for the club's recruitment policy. Such a move, he argued, could block the pathway for young players making their way through United's famed youth system. He even highlighted a specific example, pointing to academy wonderkid Chido Obi as proof of the talent already available within the club's own ranks. In Ferdinand's view, if United simply needed someone to fill in for a few matches, they would be far better served handing that role to Obi rather than acquiring an older forward prone to injuries. This club has always been built on its academy, Ferdinand stressed. We have Chido Obi right here. If you just need someone to play a handful of games, play him, rather than signing an older player who can't stay fit. Ferdinand was unflinching in his criticism, stating, "Signing Calvert-Lewin? On what grounds? No, sorry, I'm completely against it. What message does that send to the rest of the squad, or more importantly, to the young players we're trying to develop?" The links to Calvert-Lewin come at a time when United are undertaking a substantial overhaul of their attacking options. Reports indicate that the club are preparing to part ways with Danish striker Rasmus Højlund after just one season in Manchester. Højlund is believed to be edging closer to a move to Italian giants AC Milan, with his departure viewed as a direct consequence of Iko's arrival from RB Leipzig. The Slovenian's signing has altered the pecking order in the striking department, leaving the 22-year-old Dane in a difficult position. Although Højlund had initially expressed his desire to stay and fight for his place, he is understood to have reluctantly agreed to leave once Iko's signing was confirmed. The decision marks a swift change in fortunes for the player, who had been considered a long-term prospect at Old Trafford only a few months ago. Meanwhile, the outlook for Joshua Zirkzee appears to have improved. The Dutch forward, who had been the subject of transfer rumours earlier in the window, is now expected to remain at United for the forthcoming campaign, providing additional depth and competition in the forward line. Manchester United are reportedly refusing to give up on their pursuit of Brighton and Hove Albion midfielder Carlos Baleba. The young Cameroon international has been consistently linked with a move to Old Trafford in recent weeks, and is understood to be one of manager Rubenamorim's top transfer priorities this summer. Amorim is believed to be keen on adding fresh dynamism to his midfield, and Baleba, with his blend of athleticism, composure and technical ability, is seen as an ideal candidate to fit the new vision at United. However, any move for the 20-year-old will be far from straightforward. Brighton have set a very high asking price for their prized asset, reflecting both his potential and his importance to the team. The Seagulls are renowned for their tough negotiating stance, and reports suggest they would ideally prefer to keep Baleba until at least 2026. Despite this, Well-respected transfer journalist Fabrizio Romano has claimed that United remain undeterred, determined to push for a deal despite the considerable challenges involved. Part of United's urgency stems from a desire to steal a march on their rivals. Club officials are well aware that Balíba's profile is rising fast, and that interest from other major European clubs will likely intensify next season. This, in turn, could spark a bidding war and drive the price even higher. To avoid being caught in such a situation, United are hoping to strike a deal as early as this summer, even if it means paying a substantial premium to do so. In order to fund the move, the club are reportedly considering offloading several first-team players. Alejandro Garnacho, Antony, Jadon Sancho and Tyrell Malacia are all thought to be possible departures in order to raise the necessary transfer funds. Sources suggest that the total package to secure Balíba could exceed £100 million, which would make him one of the most expensive signings in Manchester United's history. Nonetheless, the club's hierarchy appears convinced that the investment would be justified given Balíba's long-term potential and the influence he could have on the squad. Crucially, Balíba himself is said to be highly enthusiastic about the prospect of joining the Red Devils. The midfielder, who joined Brighton from Lille in 2022, is reportedly open to making the move immediately and sees Old Trafford as the perfect stage to take his career to the next level. His willingness to make the switch could yet play a decisive role in United's attempts to convince Brighton to part with one of their most valuable assets before the transfer window closes.